Next up is our show and tell via Zoom. We've got three people lined up. The first on the hit list is Dale. I'll be driving the slides here, so you need to give me a moment to get there ready. But Dale, are you on the radio? Okay, we've got Dale's slide up on the screen.
Can you hear me okay, Bob?
We can hear you fine.
Good evening, it's KB5NFT. I wasn't sure if you were going to broadcast this across the radio, so I hear it in the background. So I'll try to remember the ID every once in a while. As most of you know, this year has been a little bit iffy in different ways. So canceled out all of my Philmont Scout Ranch stuff, all my New Mexico stuff. So I used some old knowledge and some old history to continue my endeavors in a radioless, headless communications with ham radio. So what you see, and I don't know if you can see this or not, what you see in the top left corner is most of these applications are based around a PC of some type with a headset mic, similar to what I'm talking on right now. And the most current model of a USB stick uses the Ambi 3000 vocoder, and that's pictured here in this middle screen. And then there's another one called a Thumb DV, which is made by Northwest Digital. So if you are at home in an HOA, or you're mobile, or you're in an RV park, or heaven forbid, if you're in a hospital or nursing home, and you don't have any way to communicate via RF radio, then here's a way for you to do that. And most of this is all free. There's a little bit of dollars involved in some places. So this is not HF. This is mainly using digital voice technologies with the various different chips up here, the USB chips, on some different kind of clients that runs on the PC. Some of them run on a tablet. Some of them, most of them do not run on Apple. And then of course, there's another twist to this, running a DV switch server on a Raspberry Pi. And I have that working here, and you can access that via the clients or a phone or a tablet or a laptop. And these different clients are named Peanut, DV Switch, Blue DV, and DoStar, KB5NFT, and go ahead and go to the next slide. Okay. Actually, this is one generation back, so my other newer slide had them in a little better order, but that's okay. So the main one I want to talk about first is an application called Peanut. Peanut is free from Netherlands Ham. He's written several different varieties of different applications, and his name is David. Never can get it right. Grutendorst.
We're going to reset. Carry on.
Okay, so all of these things are available from www.pa7lim.nl, and they are free. Now, in order to use particularly Peanut, which is radioless, so web radio, and you use that mainly on a PC, and that is free, and you can go get your Peanut code, which is a 5-digit code. You have to supply him with your name, your call sign, and a real copy of your license, and then he will give you this 5-digit Peanut code. It would be nice if you also have a DMR number, and if not, you can get that for free. And if you are DStar call sign registered, then you would be able to use more of the features using the DStar pieces of these different things. Of course, a good headset, a good microphone. If you want to access some of these things from outside your local LAN, then you would need some method for doing that, either DYDNS or no IP, which is what I use, and you're able to come back across the net and look at, like this, my dashboard right here. And that dashboard allows you to listen only. There's an RX monitor button, KB5NFT for ID. And so you're able to listen to that. Some of these clients work on Android phones, tablets, and also the Blue DV works mainly on the PC. I've never been able to make it work on the iOS very well at all. And these two devices are not free. One of them is about $119, the Northwest Digital, and the DV Mega DV Stick 30 is about $129 from Gigaparts. KB5NFT, go ahead, next slide. Okay, so what you see up at the top are two of the applications, and I'm gonna do a drag over here. Let me swap hands here and see if I can drag my my live one over there. Not really intended to do much of a live thing. So when you you can download the software for free. You do not have to register it, but you will need a peanut code to be able to operate it. Now, don't get confused down here on the bottom. That's another one. That's Blue DV. So this is actually live here. You won't hear any voice. But when you get your peanut code, what you need to do is you go into the setup. Can you see this, Bob, okay?
No, we're looking at the slide.
Okay, so you won't be able to see that setup screen, but when you get your peanut code, there's a authentication button there to authenticate, make sure your DMR number is correct and your DStar is correct. Now with that, what you're able to do is you're able to start. Before I started, I'm going to explain the screen a little bit more. You have an on-off button, which turns it on, and most of these are using a very, very good voice vocoder, and you will be able to link into some systems that are DStar, some systems that are, there's one at least or more, it's on All-Star, and of course DMR, there's a whole ton of them. So you would select in the setup screen, there's a place for global, which could be US, Japan, or all. And then when you open this up, you're able to select a category, and that category could be all peanut or the US. If you're in the peanut mode, then you saw that room change. Now these rooms, there's a whole ton of different rooms out there that are free. This doesn't cost you anything. And so John Galvin and I asked for a Texas MCOM room, and that room is called MCOM, and you'll see it's called the Texas Network. And if you were in your car, you're traveling, you're in Houston, New Mexico, in your RV, you'll be able to bring up Peanut and be able to talk to us. The actual,
go ahead.
The actual push to talk is the slider button down here on the bottom. It is not active until you turn it on. This is live, it is on, it's on the Texas DMR, and excuse me, it's on the MCOM network. I would slide this on and I could say, and you see my screen go red, I believe, KB5NFT testing. Now, anyone that's on that particular room, you'll be able to talk to them without a radio. And say, if I were talking to Bob, AF5RS, his call sign would show up here. Whenever you talk, Bob, it would show up in this window. Now, if you don't find anybody, and you can look through a lot of different rooms here, there are tons of different kinds of rooms. There's that All-Star 50631 link. Some of these are cross-linked, cross-moded. Some of them are just pure VoIP chat. Several of us get on USA and we just chat back and forth. We do observe ham call sign protocol. And so there are a lot of different ones. If I switch modes to another mode, there would be a lot of different ones over here.
Dale, it might be confusing because we're not seeing your screen. We're looking at the slide.
Okay, all right, I apologize for that. So on the slide, well, anyway, you're able to connect to a lot of different kinds of rooms, whether they be DMR, DStar, Fusion, All-Star, and so forth. if you clicked on scan, you would be able to define it. I don't think you can see that, but you're able to find 6 different talk groups, DMR, reflectors, and you'll be able to slide this slide button down on the bottom right, which you can't see, which is scan. Then whenever somebody starts talking, they would show up in the last heard call list over here. You're able to click on that and go to QRZ and pull up their information.
I'm going to reset.
Okay, so that's okay. So that's Peanut. Very easy to use. You can adjust your microphone gain settings in your Windows PC and set the drive that you want to boost. And I'm currently using a pretty nice headset mic, so it's always pretty nice to do that. And there are a lot of countries around the world, a lot of people around the world. And if you select, of course, Japan, there's a whole ton of them, rooms out there. Some of those are YSF Fusion, some are Wires X, a lot of them on DMR, some are on Brandmeister, TGIF, and my friend KC0L in Kansas runs another network called QRM, and those are available for us to talk on as well. So I'm going to move this slide out of the way. Now I'm not going to do a live one here, but this bottom.
Dale, we cannot see your computer. We're looking at the slide set as I'm presenting.
I understand. Okay, can you see the slide, the thing now?
No.
Okay, you're just seeing the slide on the TV, on the screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just voice this one. Blue DV allows you, with one of those 2 different sticks, to have total and full capabilities to talk DMR, Fusion, Crosslink, Brandmeister, QRM, TIGIF, and so forth. And what you see on the slide, this one does not require the Peanut code, but you do have to have a DMR number. And on the screen, you'll see that I've already, in this example, had the serial. That was my alarm going off.
Yeah, we're running out of time.
Okay, so that's what Blue DV is. Next slide. There are 2 more applications. One is here for Puck, and this Puck is a Python client, and you set this up on a Raspberry Pi, and you run DV switch server, and again, you're able to connect to DMR, Brandmeister, DStar, and so forth. However, if you want to talk all the way across all the DStar reflectors that require MB3000, you will need to use one of these 2 chips. If you have that and set up on your PC, you can talk with that transmit button in the middle. And that is my dashboard down on the bottom right of the Puck. Next slide. Okay, lastly, quickly, there's a Android mobile DV switch app that you can get for free, and you're able to dial into from your Android device back into the DV switch server and make connection and talk from that Android. Excuse me. Lastly, there's another app called DudeStar, and again, you can see on the screen, you're able to connect to YSF, reflectors, DCS, and DMR, P825, and so forth. And you're able to talk from that using the built-in vocoder. But if you want to use the MB3000 capabilities, you do need one of those sticks. Next slide. Okay, this is it. This is the last one. If you have any question, you want some help, you would like me to help you and mentor you in any different way of any of these different modes, my call sign at gmail.com. You're always welcome to call me any time of the day or night. And I don't know if you're writing these numbers down, but those are the public IP addresses of a couple of the DV switch dashboards. Tons of information out there with the various different dashboards for QRM, TGIF, and of course, groups IO for the DV switch. Thank you very much. Y'all give me a call and we can private Zoom, multiple Zoom, however you want to do it. Go ahead, Bob.
Thank you, Dale. Appreciate that. Interesting.